Hi, Aishwarya. Thank you so much for meeting with us today. Are you able to tell us a little bit about yourself and the organization that you are a part of?
Yeah, hi, my name's Aishwarya. I'm a fourth year MCDB major and global health minor, and I'm the CEO of FISH, which stands for the Fellowship of International Service and Health. I've been a part of this organization. So sorry for my dog. I've been a part of this organization for since freshman year, fall quarter. So it's like just been a really important part of my college experience.
Great, awesome. Thank you so much. So, my first question for you is, what does being a member of FISH typically look like?
Yeah, I can start with just like a little bit of background on FISH. So, FISH is a global health organization, and our main focus is serving the community of Maclovio Rojas, which is a small community, I think a little bit outside Tijuana. And basically, we've been working with them for over 15 years. Initially, when we worked with them, the community wasn't recognized by the government. And so they didn't have access to a lot of government services such as like clean running water. Since then, in the past few years, the community has been incorporated into Tijuana, so they're able to access more services, but they still don't have adequate access to healthcare or medications. And so it's really important for us to go down there and perform our services by working with the community. We typically go on trips 5 times a quarter with about 14 members on each trip. And on trips, we perform free blood pressure screenings in the marketplace and also work with community members to learn more about their lifestyle and provide suggestions on ways they can modify their lifestyle through diet or exercise to decrease their hypertension. Additionally, in the marketplace, we have different health education modules. So last time we talked about environmental health, there's stuff again on hypertension and diabetes. So usually we try to have some sort of engaging activity to go along with the poster to just like inform the community about conditions that are really prevalent there. And the last thing we do is we teach free English lessons to the children at the community center. We think, especially because Tijuana is a border city, having English competency can increase like job prospects and economic mobility for the community. So, yeah, it's been great to see like the children show up and actually be able to see the improvement in their ability to converse in English over like the past 4 years that I've been there. Um, so yeah, that's just like a little bit of what we do on the international scene. And domestically, we're also involved in service. We often volunteer with organizations such as the Hollywood Food Coalition to provide hot meals to the unhoused community in Hollywood. And we're also active like socially. We love hanging out with each other. We're a fun group. So yeah, we have a lot of socials. So being a member includes like participating in at least one service trip a quarter. It's a really valuable experience. And because our trips they're like day trips, so you don't have to worry about like overnight accommodations or anything. And you don't have to worry about like paying for your flight anywhere. So yeah, like usually members will go on one trip a quarter. They'll participate in one domestic, which is what we call our local service activities, and one social. Members are also placed into different committees, such as like finance or international relations or research and development, where they work on their own projects under the direction of their director. And yeah, you also have to attend RGM 5 times a quarter. But yeah, that's probably what being a member is like.
Great. Thank you so much, Aishwarya. So, my next question for you is, what makes FISH different from the other pre-health organizations on campus?
Yeah, so first of all, we're focused on global health, which is pretty unique to us. But I think what makes us stand out from the other global health organizations is our commitment to forming long-term relationships and providing sustainable services. Um, that's kind of always been our mission, but it's been more apparent in COVID that when we weren't able to go there, it was really difficult to know that our services had completely stopped. We kind of lost some of our partnerships with other clinics, like the mobile eye clinic, a mobile wound clinic. And so that was kind of a sign to us that, like, although we've been focusing on long term sustainability in the past, that there's still more work to be done. Um, so like developing a long-term relationship with the community and forming an equal partnership is also something that I think is unique to Fish. Again, we've been working with them for 15 years. And so the community leaders are part of every decision we make. We let them know anytime we're going on trip and we ask them, is there anything else you want from us? For example, right now, the community's expressed interest in improving like the women's rights in the community. And so what we're trying to do is like, although our organization doesn't have the capacity for that, is we're trying to be able to respond to their needs and try to connect them with other nonprofit organizations that have expertise in that area to support the community. So it's really dynamic. And we have this equal partnership with the community where we truly listen to what they need and try to provide that instead of us just coming in with our own agenda. We really focus on addressing the needs of the community. And we really focus on education and preventative health, which is more sustainable than just providing like a one-time medical intervention. So again, if you really resonate with sustainable health services, equal partnerships with the community, and like preventative health and health education, I think Fish would be the right organization for you.
Great, thank you so much. So, my next question for you is, what is one impactful personal experience that you've had within Fish?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I feel like every trip for me is just like the highlight of my quarter. I truly love what I do with Fish. Um, I think for me, one of my initiatives that I've started since like freshman year is like improving environmental health. So when I went on my last trip, I was actually able to like make this poster and bring it down with me talking about environmental health. It's a really big issue in the community because they're located next to a lot of factories because of their border location. So like there's little that they can do about that, but environmental health is something that they're really aware of and want to take action towards. Additionally, they have to practice trash burning practices because there's no system of trash collection in the community like in many other areas of Mexico. And so there's a lot of pollution that can be released from trash burning. So it was really great to like talk to the community about like ways we can maybe decrease our trash to decrease the environmental impacts of trash burning. A lot of people also aren't able to access like high quality produce. And so we talked about some ways of decreasing food waste and also gardening at the same time, such as like being able to regrow things like lettuce from just like the stem and things. So that decreases the waste, but it's also like increasing your accessibility to healthy food. And so we got these little plots and like we had this whole cilantro gardening activity and we even got to work with everyone from like adults to little kids. And so yeah, that was really meaningful and I hope the community had a fun time that weekend.
Awesome, thank you so much. So, my next question is there an application process for your organization? And if so, when are applications due and what does that process kind of look like?
Yeah, so there is an application for Fish. Typically, the first few weeks of the quarter, we'll have our info sessions. We always have a table at EAF. And I think written apps are usually due Friday of week 3. And usually we'll have interviews during week 4. And then we'll have like an applicant, no, we'll have like a new member welcome event or something and like training starting week 5.
Great. And my last question for you is what can students take away from volunteering with Fish?
Yeah, so I think this is a really great opportunity to be hands-on and active in global health. As a global health minor, it's been really great to like be able to apply the principles that I've learned in my classes and see the impact in person in Fish. I think volunteering, for me, I've really reframed my view and definition of health. I think as a freshman, I wasn't really aware of the like social, political, and economic factors that can impact someone's health. And for me, over the past 4 years, I've seen how health is a lot more than just like the biology sometimes we're like taught to learn, but it's really a sum of so many factors and that contribute. And it's really important to take an upstream approach to health. So I think like that has that is something students will definitely take away from fish. And second, I think it's global health service. There's so many unique things you have to consider when working with different countries, such as cultural humility, dealing with language barriers, dealing with a different like political and healthcare system than what we're used to in the United States. And so you'll have really active experience like understanding these and being able to volunteer ethically and sustainably with a, like respect to the community.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And is there anything else you'd like to add before we end the interview?
No, thank you so much for having me.